All right, so this is our journey to begin healing ourselves and helping other people realize what we're learning. We're currently in Miami at an event called Awaken to help us grow and get unstuck in life from the things that are holding us back. I want to share my experience with what I learned. And basically, my biggest thing that's holding me back in life is myself. My overthinking mind is causing so much pain and suffering. And I realized that what it really is how I created awareness around what is happening is my intrusive thoughts, which everybody has. I'm so convinced everybody has intrusive thoughts. And these intrusive thoughts are not our thoughts. And it's hard to believe that. It sounds crazy. But once I realized that these thoughts are coming in from somewhere else, we are antennas of energy, and there are good and bad forces out there. And the bad forces are trying to convince ourselves and cause destruction and harm to ourselves, our family, and our surrounding environment, and in the world, because it feeds off of negative energy. So the way I look at it is, basically I have identified intrusive thoughts as there's an intrusive thought demon, a monster that is sticky, icky, up in this cloud of fog. And his intention is to cause as much harm as possible. And he sits up there and he basically has direct access to our input thought module in our heads. And what he does is he combines deception with ego. And so he will sit up there trying to get us to take the bait so we can analyze the hypnotic intrusive thoughts that he's feeding into our mind. And he sits up there and he observes us as we have good thought, good thought, good thought. He throws in an intrusive thought, hoping that we'll identify with it, hoping that we'll think that that is coming from us. So we'll think about it, we'll analyze it, and we'll try to fix it, but really it's not coming from us. And as soon as I realize this, by shutting off my mind, I'm an overthinker. I've always been an overthinker. It's a blessing and a curse. But really, as soon as I cleared my mind and I identified this intrusive thought monster that's shooting goo into every mind in the world, and once people realize this, they will liberate themselves. They will instantly remove fear, uncertainty, doubt, insecurities, anxiety, and pain and suffering. And there is no doubt in my mind now that when I am just living in the present moment and I don't allow these thoughts to be analyzed, I just block it out. I'm like, no, I will not give it the time. I will not allow it to cause any more harm. I believe if I live in the present moment, I have all the resources, everything I need to live in abundance. I don't need to preload thoughts anymore, because all the thoughts just cause doubt and insecurity and fear that has been wreaking havoc on my life, on my relationship. And once everyone knows that they have the power to cure themselves by just removing the intrusive thought, and you do that by literally becoming aware of what it is, becoming aware that these intrusive thoughts are damaging you, your progress, and your life for what the power you have inside of you is capable of. So it is up there and it's sitting back, and it doesn't want to send unlimited negative thoughts into our mind, because we'll notice it. So it sits up there and it waits for the perfect time to feed you thoughts. And the greatest trick the mind has ever played on us is it believing that every thought we have is ours. And I've been doing this my whole life, and it has crippled me. It has paralyzed me. It is the reason why I fear I fear judgment. The fear of judgment has crippled me. It has stifled my authenticity for who I really am. And when I remove that, I'm more bold, I'm more courageous. And I believe the universe rewards those who are bold and courageous beyond logic. And that is where I'm trying to start this. I really believe if people become aware that their thoughts are not theirs, they can heal themselves, and all the dominoes, all the pain and suffering that you have will start to crack, and you'll realize that this is bullshit. So it's time to wake up. This is what I'm doing here in Miami at Awaken with my beautiful girlfriend Alyssa, and I'm sure she has something to say about it.
Yeah, basically ditto on everything that Blake just mentioned. I mean, just 2 days ago, I was in such havoc and chaos in my mind where I couldn't get out of it. There was something like, it felt like I was wearing blinders on my eyes, where I felt just so closed off and not willing to be open to the fact that, hey, maybe my method isn't always the best method. Maybe in this instance, it was between Blake and I. And I was just so shut off. I'm like, no, I don't want to hear anything you have to say. And diving into that, it's my lack of trust in the masculine. And Blake is just a reflection of me. And it's a lack of trust of the masculine within myself. And it hit me. It hit me like a ton of bricks. You know, we were on the verge of possibly just separating because I was just being so stubborn, and he was in his process, and I was just unwilling to step out of my comfort zone to hear him out. And it just hit me. I'm like, you know what? Oh my gosh! Like, I felt my brain like just. It felt like it was actually moving in my head, and I like opened my eyes, and I'm like, oh my gosh. You're right. You are so right. I am quite literally blocking myself from the opportunity to see a different point of view because I don't trust my masculine within me. And this experience with Danny Morell and his beautiful team at Awaken has just opened my eyes in ways I didn't think were possible. And the blockages that I've put within myself over time, my traumatic experiences that I dealt with growing up, the experiences that I've dealt from going out and partying and drinking until I'm numb and being in places that I shouldn't be. We've all been there. And, you know, there's no judgment towards anyone who's, you know, currently experiencing that. But a question that I want to present to you is, why? Why are you doing this? Why are you escaping from maybe healing within? What are you running away from that you feel like, I need to go grab that drink? Oh, I need to go out and have a drink. Do you notice a pattern within you that is saying, don't sit with your feelings, don't sit with yourself right now and process what is currently happening? Maybe it was a bad day at work. Maybe you're having a tough, you know, relationship with your current partner, or maybe the kids are running havoc and you just feel like you cannot hone in on yourself. So those are some questions that I hope that, you know, you can just reside with and maybe sit with, to question, why are these patterns coming up? And something that him and I spoke on too was these patterns that are presenting themselves in different ways. You know, the same thing, but in different experiences with different people. We've all been there. And, you know, I'm not saying that I'm never gonna, you know, go through these experiences again. This is the journey of life. It's how you respond to it that is gonna reflect the abundance that you will be able to receive once you open your eyes and you wake up. Wake up.
And the best way to do that is to realize that overthinking puts us in the past and in the future. And when you're living in that state of mind, it just in itself causes anxiety and suffering. And that is my main goal, is to realize that overthinking is a muscle, but also not thinking is also a muscle that needs to be trained.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm looking here at this guy on stage, he is living completely in the present moment and can talk for hours without making any mistakes at all, because he is fully outside of his mind and fully in his present moment within his heart. And once you grasp that, I think that everybody has the ability to give confidence that they have the power to heal themselves. And that's why we came here to Miami. We are on a journey of growth. It will happen. We believe in ourselves. And I just want to share this with as many people as possible because it is profound. We are way more powerful than you think. And the society, with their propaganda and all their problems, they want to make us feel disconnected. Everybody is disconnected. They're walking around, they have their heads down, they're on their phone. We are being brainwashed on a massive level, and it's causing a serious issue with disconnection among us. We should be connected as one. We need to have global consensus and become more spiritual with ourselves, with our family, with everyone, and stop numbing ourselves with poison and causing havoc. And really, it's the alcohol that has fucked me up for a long time, because it gives me a lot of confidence, but really deep down, it's sucking my energy dry. It's removing myself from the sacred bubble. I go out and I preach to everyone thinking that I'm on top of the world, and then the next day I feel like shit and I'm completely handicapped by the poison that's running through my body. So I just want to leave it with that. This is our first video on this, trying to figure out how we're going to present this in a way that people can understand. And really, it's identifying intrusive thoughts are not yours. And once you separate, you can clear your mind. You cannot be connected to your heart when you're stuck in your head. So once you realize the thoughts are not yours, you start to really open your eyes to what is possible, reconnect with your heart, and you'll reconnect with the world.
Yes, absolutely. Ditto, 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 ditto. And Danny had mentioned too, it was courage and
conviction.
Courage and conviction over logic.
Courage and, that's right.
And practices like yoga and practices like sound healing or Reiki healing, or, you know, there's so many different alternatives to really dive deep into that mind, body, soul connection. And there's not one answer. We're all different. We're all here on our own mission, and that's the beauty behind it. Because if we all were on, you know, this same path, the same journey, life wouldn't be life, because we're all so unique, yet we are connected. So thank you so much for watching. And
in 1 second, I have a task that I would like everyone to try to see how strong their non-thinking muscle is. Sit in silence, and I challenge you to try to not think. And how long, and can you have control over your thoughts, or do you analyze every single thought that comes to your brain? Are you taking the bait and analyzing and identifying with every single thought that comes to your mind, which is wreaking havoc on yourself and your nervous system and your embodiment as a whole? So I challenge you to sit back. I know everyone knows how to think, because that's the muscle that we're defaultly good at, is thinking. But how good are you at not thinking? How long can you go without thinking? And the longer you go, you'll start to tap into your heart, and when you feel that, you become unstoppable.
Thank you all so much for watching. This is our first video. We've been talking about it for a while. We kept thinking and thinking and thinking about it, and we've just been sitting here in the grass in downtown Miami, and it just hit us. You want to make a video? Let's just do it.
Right.
So take a leap of faith on yourself, take a leap in your relationship, and take a leap within your career. If that's quitting, if that's, you know, taking a chance to move like I did last year. I was like, I gotta get out of here. I am moving to Florida. I'm starting my business, and I'm doing this for me. So there's always a journey within another journey within another journey, and that is the beauty of it.
Thank you guys so much. Love you.